CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Elliot Rodriguez in for Naja Sherman, and welcome to our CBS News Miami 4 p.m. Quickcast. Of course, we're starting with the weather. We had quite a rainy night last night. What's today look like, and what about our weekend?
Yeah, and because of the rainy night we had, the ground is now more prone to a quick flooding situation here. But we're not just done with the flooding. We're not just talking about the flooding, but the potential for some damaging winds. I have to tell you, this cluster, we had a little cluster of thunderstorm activity popped up across northeastern Broward, but this cell from Palm Beach is marrying that one, and when you get that, you typically get an intense to severe thunderstorm. Already the potential is there for 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts, so just keep that in mind, and even pea-sized hail at this point. So what we have is a thunderstorm advisory for that. If this continues to show intensification and we start going 58 miles plus, that becomes a severe thunderstorm warning. So if you're watching us from these areas, Pompano Beach, Lauderdale by the Sea, heading up towards Deerfield Beach, particularly north to south as the cell continues to move down to the south towards Chase Stadium, that's what we're looking at with the potential of some, very strong, if not damaging wind gusts. The other formula we're watching here, look at this, just this setup here of very heavy rainfall on top of the rainfall that fell yesterday. Those purples indicating anywhere from 2 to as much as 4 inches. If we've got a slow-moving thunderstorm that just kind of hangs out in one area, or if they merge like that, like you saw, that typically aids in just additional lift, and you can bring down, 4, 5, 6 inches of rainfall in a very short amount of time. So the flash flooding potential is going to be there through 8 o'clock, and that's going to continue with us. So I think that's going to be one of the main threats. The other one, particularly at the beginning of this setup here, the damaging wind potential as well. Everything will wind down. You'll see that on our next weather rain tracker by 8 o'clock. We're looking pretty good. And yeah, so now this is a severe thunderstorm. Let me go back and drive the car here manually so you can see what's happening. So through 8 o'clock, that's going to be our threat, but now we have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect, as I was just saying, for northeastern Broward County, and that has the potential now to bring us some damaging winds upwards of 60 miles an hour. There is the cell there, right there. So we're looking at Deerfield Beach, Pompano Beach, getting right close there. Margate, you're just right on top of you there. That is coming for you at Lauderdale by the Sea. Then you've got Chase Stadium, and then eventually down towards Wilton Manors. This is moving at around 15 miles an hour, so that's a problem. That's not a big, movement speed here. So that's going to create some flooding. And then, of course, radar indicated potential of 60 mile an hour winds. And you can see that little cluster there. Boy, that's moving in. And this is an old volume scam. So once that comes in a little bit further south, just plotting some of the wind potential here. And you can see that, 50, 60 mile an hour winds, certainly the possibility there. That is damaging wind potential. So you really want to stay away from windows, doors, and let this one pass, because it is going to continue to bring us not just the severe wind potential, but also heavy rain, frequent lightning. Look at all the lightning strikes over the last few minutes. And again, it's that cell to the north that we had there, and then the one a little bit further to the south. Now they've joined up, they've met up, and now we've got that severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 4:45, and this continues to intensify as it heads down towards the airport in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to see an additional warning from the National Weather Service, but that is the latest there as far as that particular cell. Let's go back to the next weather alert, and then I want to get you ready for the weekend, because that is upcoming. Obviously, Memorial Day weekend underway, and we're going to have some more storms as we head through tomorrow. What we will not have likely is a widespread severe weather threat, right? So that'll be ending tonight, and then I have we'll fast forward this through the rest of tonight. You'll be able to see the clusters of thunderstorms. Look how slow moving they are, right? It's going to take a while to get rid of this mess. And this kind of setup here is prone for flooding because of the very slow movement of it, and also because of what's coming down from the clouds. It's a very rich, moist air mass here, and it won't be until they're 8, 9 o'clock, and then we'll be done with it. As I mentioned, we are back into it tomorrow. So as we head into tomorrow afternoon, what we'll be missing are the severe weather ingredients here. Not completely gone. You can always get a strong, severe thunderstorm. But for the most part, this is garden variety, we like to call, right? Wet season, typical stuff. You can plan your day. Everything goes to the interior. You get the Gulf breeze and the Atlantic breeze meeting. You get the popping here in the middle. And then depending on, how the storms develop, they can drift a little bit further to our interior neighborhoods. But plan your weekend and do not cancel anything, because Saturday, Sunday, and even Memorial Day, I still think are looking pretty good. good as far as the forecast. Yeah, rain chances 30 to 40%, but those are manageable in the afternoon, and I'm not expecting severe wind gusts or a significant hail event. So that is your next 7-day forecast, taking you through the holiday and pretty much day in and day out. Typical wet season stuff here. Afternoon storms with high temperatures right around 90. Of course, we'll keep you posted throughout the rest of the afternoon. If you're watching us from Northeast Fort Lauderdale, that severe thunderstorm warning continues till 4:45. Damaging wind, heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, and the potential for hail as well. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
Ivan, thanks a lot. This holiday weekend, AAA is forecasting record travel with more than 45 million people traveling at least 50 miles from home. So far, so good at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Travelers there are taking no chances when it comes to potential crowds. Some told us they're arriving 3 hours in advance of their flight, and everyone we spoke to is just excited to get away.
We have a tradition that we go to the Ozarks on Memorial Day with our friends. It's just the annual. We do it every year.
I think it's a good weekend because you don't have to worry, well, some jobs, but you don't have to worry about taking time off if you have the day off.
I feel like it's a good time to spend time with family if that's what you're traveling for.
We're traveling today? It's a good thing we're getting out early then.
Now, if the AAA travel prediction holds up for the Memorial Day holiday weekend, it would break a domestic travel record set way back in 2005. Authorities say they're considering the death penalty for the suspect accused of killing 2 young Israeli embassy employees. The deadly embassy shooting in Washington, D.C. has members of South Florida's Jewish community understandably on edge. Local police agencies are stepping up security measures as a result. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner reports from Miami Beach.
Investigators say the shooter walked to a Jewish space where there was a Jewish event going on and targeted people there, 6,000 miles away from the Middle East. It's why police agencies like the one here in Miami Beach, they're not taking any chances. Wednesday evening's event at the Jewish Museum in D.C. was dedicated to bringing together war-torn and politically divided regions. Joshua Maxey told CBS News Miami he was friends with one of the victims, Sarah Milgram.
Her and Yaron were brutally murdered in this way, which goes against everything that they stood for, is just absolutely devastating and heartbreaking to me.
The shooter is seen on cell phone video chanting "Free Palestine" as he's being arrested.
Free, free Palestine!
Since October 7th, Director of the Jewish Community Relations and Government Affairs, Joshua Sales, told me there has been an exponential rise in anti-Semitism.
I don't think there's a purer form of hate than blaming Jews for things that you don't like about the world. And that happens in all sorts of situations. And we saw the worst of it in Washington, D.C. the other night.
It's why you'll see this in Miami Beach, a city that has a large Jewish population. Cops stationed outside of synagogues, Jewish museums, and police officers walking around Jewish populated areas. And that's only the marked law enforcement.
Miami Beach police we're upping our patrols to the high-risk protocol, which is the highest level of security that we have. I've also reached out to the county sheriff, state, highest levels at the state law enforcement to beef up security. We're going to protect everyone here in Miami Beach and our Jewish institutions and our Jewish residents.
Miami-Dade County Sheriff Rosie Cordera-Stutz said she's also increasing her deputies across the county at places like schools, temples, and mosques. There is a vigil happening this evening at 5:30 in Aventura to honor the lives of Sarah and Yaron. It's happening at the Waterway Shops, and I'm told there will be a police presence there as well. In Miami Beach, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
And our verdict in the Kim Kardashian Paris robbery trial. A Paris court this afternoon found the ringleader and 7 other people guilty in that robbery nearly a decade ago. CBS News Miami's Tina Kraus reports.
It took nearly a decade, but Kim Kardashian's attackers have been found guilty. A Paris jury convicted 8 of the 10 defendants for the armed ambush that rocked Fashion Week in the French capital in 2016. The reality TV star was not in court for the verdict. Kardashian was bound, gagged, and robbed at gunpoint in her hotel suite by masked thieves who made away with more than $10 million in jewelry. The convicted ringleader, 69-year-old Omar Ait Kadash, who is deaf and mostly mute, made a last-minute plea for forgiveness Friday, scribbling a note to the court that he offers Kardashian 1,000 apologies. Prosecutors urged the jury not to be swayed by the poor health of the seasoned robbers, dubbed the Grandpa Gang by French media, as most were in their 60s at the time of the attack. During the month-long trial, Kardashian testified she was certain she'd be raped and killed as robbers tied her up with zip ties and duct tape. The thieves made off with a stash of jewels, including a $4 million engagement ring given to Kardashian by then-husband rapper Kanye West. Friday's verdict closes a long chapter for Kardashian, who says one terrifying night changed her life forever. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
We will have much more of our Quickcast when we come right back. Stay right there. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Naja Sherman is off. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. Okay, so it's finally Friday, our favorite day of the week. Here's CBS News Miami's Lisa Petrillo with something to whet your appetite for tonight's Taste of the Town.
Hi guys, we are in the kitchen here at Sicilian Oven in Cooper City. I'm with Andrew Garavuso, one of two owners here, right?
Correct. My partner Ralph DeSalvo, yeah.
And how many years ago did you start this franchise?
16 years ago.
Wow. So it's not really a franchise because it's you and your partner.
Correct. Self-owned, yeah.
And a really, homegrown business.
Yeah. We've been in the business all our lives. My partner and myself, I started when I was 9 years old in Brooklyn making pizza, and his family started pizzeries back in 1985. And then we joined together about 16 years ago, and we started this concept, wood-fired pizza, Italian specialties, and it's been good so far.
So pizzas, pastas?
Yeah, specialty dishes. We try to do dishes where we grew up with, and our whole concept is prepare to share. We put a dish in the middle, and everybody eats like you're at home. That's our whole concept.
Like
he's making, this is a penne alla vodka he's making. He's going to finish it off with some basil, some grated Romano, and then we're going to serve it out to the guests. Let's go ahead and put that. A little bit of chopped basil. And
that's going to be a delicious pasta, but we don't want to tell them too much because CBS News Miami is coming back at 5:30 with Taste the Town. I'm Lisa Petrillo. Pizza, pasta, community, and more. We'll see you soon.
Can I get some Chianti with that? That's CBS News Miami's Quickcast. See you on CBS News Miami starting at 5 o'clock. I'm Elliot Rodriguez.